I used. I'm not really picking my nose in there. Just after doing this for a year, you run out of things that you can do with your face in a screenshot. It was very rainy last night. We'll talk more about that. Okay. And here we go. Good morning, everybody. Today is Friday. Woo! July 12th, 2019. My name is Jeremy, and this is my first cup of coffee. Woo. I am out of the coffee I brought back from Costa Rica. I gave much of it away as gifts to people that helped with the cat. And saved a bag for myself, and it was awesome, but it's gone. So now I'm drinking, I believe this is Vermont Coffee Company medium roast, which is a very, very good coffee. So we had some storms last night. I lost power at home and came home to a large branch down off one of my pear trees, which made me super sad. In part because that means food I'm not going to get, and whether or not you like pears out of the store, going out to your yard and picking a pear and putting it in your mouth, eating it, they're pretty delicious. So I'll be dealing with that tomorrow, cutting that branch, because I'm out all day today. But it's sad. It's sad when plants get hurt. I'm not crazy. I don't think plants are sentient, but they're definitely alive. And I get sad when any living thing gets injured unnecessarily. And that's what this is. But much of it's thick enough that I can use it for firewood. So it will not go to waste. I like plants. I've always liked plants. Plants, the only friends you can eat, and they don't get mad. Yeah, so it was yesterday. Yesterday was a whirlwind of work, running around and doing errands, and it was a good day. It was a really good day. Went to CrossFit, hung out, went out to dinner with a bunch of friends from CrossFit after. Came home, shaved, because today's crazy, and pretty much as soon as I'm done with first cup, I put on pants and leave. I didn't want to do that this morning. And then I'm out. I'm out for the day. More errands. New car has to go in. We might be on the verge of this thing being a lemon, which really sucks. But fingers crossed that they're going to find the problem. And then just some other work stuff. Yeah, Scott says, "Oh no." Yeah, "Oh no" is it. When you're driving along and your car's like, "Hey, your airbags don't work." For no reason. That's not cool. There are some things in the electronics of this car that you would think it was a Volkswagen. There's a joke for any of my Volkswagen driving friends out there who know the history on Volkswagens. Yeah. Ironically, it is from a dealership that also sells Volkswagens. Well, got some questions, some very good questions, so I'm going to dig into those. If you want to ask me a question, and I hope you do, please go ahead, drop it below. I love answering questions, and I want to answer more questions, and if more of you ask me questions, it gives me more questions to answer. How many times can I use the word questions in a paragraph? That might be the record. All right. Bam, what do we got? What is your favorite thing about Master Hopkick? So my favorite thing about Master Hopkick is that he is based on my pet rabbit that I no longer have, Uriel. It was kind of an homage to him. He was still alive when we did the design. Because the first thought was, okay, let's maybe we should do a rabbit. And I said, okay, well, I mean, that's the first place you're going, but let's think about this logically. If we took the aspects of martial arts and made them an animal, we would want speed and power and jumping ability and the ability to evade. What animals could that be? Not very many. Most animals that don't, you know, it would have to be an herbivore, right? Because any kind of omnivore or carnivore is going to use claws and teeth quite frequently. And they may be fast, but they're offensive animals. That doesn't work so well for a martial arts icon or mascot. There we go. So we're looking at herbivores. Most herbivores are kind of lame. Well, rabbits can jump, and if you've ever tried to chase a rabbit, I have. They're very evasive. So I sent my friend Nate, who's a wonderful comic book style artist, a number of photos of Uriel and gave him some of my ideas, and we came up with Master Hopkick. I think we even had a vote to name him. It's going way back. I don't remember. I think there was a public vote on the Whistlekick page to name him. If somebody really wants to dig in, you can find the answer. Next. Living in a world that always seems to want more, how do we learn to be content? It's a double-edged sword, right? To find a way to be content with where you're at, but still want to drive forward to accomplish and have more. It's challenging. For me, contentment is around a recognition of how much I have that is non-physical, that is of value. My health, the things that I know, the people I know, the things I've done. Those matter to me so much more than the physical stuff I have. And this is why I'm cleaning out like a huge percentage of what I own, because it just sits there and I don't use it. I don't need it. There's no story associated with it. It's just stuff. And if you start to whittle down, even mentally, what matters in your life. If you went through your home right now and you said, I have to get rid of 10% of this stuff, you could do it. I bet 10% wouldn't, I mean, there would be things that you wouldn't want to, but you could do it. And then when you were done, you could do 10% again, and then you could do 10% again. And if you continue that process, you start to see what really matters to you. And as you start to understand what matters, you'll start to understand that you have most of what matters. There are millions of people the world over who would give nearly anything to be in the position that any one of us is in right now. And I find that to be really helpful. Whether it's debt or difficult family situations or any of the challenges that you could experience with careers, relationships, vehicles. There are a lot of things that can make us unhappy if we dwell on them. But in the entirety of your life, those are small things. I could be really frustrated and annoyed if I focus on the negative aspects of what's going on in my life right now. Debt, being overworked, car troubles. But look at the things that I have. I have a home. We had a bad rainstorm last night. I lost a tree branch. I didn't lose my roof. I have enough food to eat. I have friends. My body works usually pretty well. I have great coffee. I have made enough of an impact on some people that they choose to get up in the morning and watch me drink coffee and talk. How can I not be thrilled? So to say it another way, it's a mindset. How do you look at the world? How do you look at yourself? How do you look at your place in the world? Oh, and coffee. How can you not be happy when you have coffee? All right, and the last one. How do you find time to train given your busy schedule? That is an excellent question. I'll be honest, it is something that I have a hard time with. I spend so much of my day talking about martial arts, working to improve the place that martial arts holds in the wider global landscape, to improve the relationship with martial arts for who knows how many individuals. And all of that has been to the sacrifice of my own training. Straight up. I do not get to train as much because of whistlekick, which I find ironic and unfortunate. But I don't regret it. Not for a moment. What does that allow me to do? Right? There's always a positive if you find it. So what it allows me to do is work on some of the non-physical aspects of martial arts. I get to have philosophical conversations about martial arts on martial arts radio. I'm working on a book related to martial arts, which allows me to sort of catalyze my thoughts and understanding of martial arts and what it means to be a martial artist. And with all of that, when I do get to train, like tonight, I'm barring something coming up, I will be at Kempo class. When I do get to train, I enjoy my training more, and I feel like I get more out of it. Scarcity creates value. With the number of classes that are around and my friends, I have access to multiple schools within an hour drive of my home, 5 days a week. I can just show up. I can teach if I want to. I could show up to half a dozen schools right now and be like, hey, there's something I've been working on and I want to teach it today. Can I do that? Most of them, I think all of them would say, sure. Maybe not the whole class, but give me the floor to teach. If I show up to those same schools and say, I just want to do class, they'd say, sure. So I have those options, but I don't have the time. Could I make more time? Yes. Could I reprioritize some things? Absolutely. But I choose not to, and I recognize that. Yet when I do get the opportunity to train, when things do line up and I'm on the floor and I put on whatever belt it is I put on, it means a lot more to me. Martial arts is always there for you when you're ready for it. That's a pretty great feeling. I'll give you your homework in a second. Don't forget, we do this show every weekday morning, 6:30 a.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube. But you can catch it later at firstcupwithjeremy.com or in your podcast app. I appreciate those of you that have subscribed in your podcast app. Help push those downloads up a little bit. It gets us a little bit of money with the ads. I think we're up to $12. Woo! I don't even think we're that far on First Cup monetization, but that's okay. Still building this thing. And if you want to ask me a question, best place to do so is dropping it below here or honestly on any First Cup episode. If you haven't already, subscribe. Turn on notifications so you get the little notification on your phone at 6:30. I always give you about 30 seconds of padding so you can be ready. But I start right on time, right at 6:30, because I know some of you are getting ready to go to work. And those of you who do show up live to watch, and I was happy that we had people watching today. Got Scott. Yay, Scott. Had somebody on a Friday. It's been a while since we had people on a Friday. I appreciate it. Yeah, just try to make it easy for you. So here's your homework before I go. Where's more coffee? What are the things in your life that you value because you don't have enough? You take for granted because you have extra. Yeah, we'll leave it at those two. Take a look at what you have in your life. What do you have an abundance of? And maybe because of that, you don't think about it. Like for me, I have an abundance of options. The things that I could do day to day to fill my time. Fitness and martial arts and just other things that I really value. And the people that can help me get better at those things. What do I have a scarcity of that I maybe dwell on a bit too much? Money. I'm resolving that though. If we focus on what we don't have in a negative way, that's all we're going to see. Those are the glasses that we'll view the world through. But if you think in an abundant way, I'm not saying it changes the world, but it changes your perspective. And it's even if the reality doesn't change, it makes life much more enjoyable. So do that exercise with yourself today. I hope you have a fantastic day. Oh, I'll tell you about the weekend on Monday. I'm gonna go hang out, gonna go away. Monday will probably be a pre-recorded episode. But I'll tell you why. It'll be worth it. For me, anyway. All right. Have a great weekend. See you Monday. Peace.